Hi, Heritage Landing. Elisa Cromaldi here again to help you get vocal about social. Now, I know I touched on this in the last video, but I wanted to explain where the heck is this coming from, right? So to do that, for those of you who don't know me, I'm the community real estate expert here at Heritage Landing. I used to be an on-site sales rep here for Lennar when the community first opened till about, I don't know, a year and a half or 2 years ago. Prior to that, I also sold for Lennar at Treviso Bay and Padina National, to other bundle golf course communities. And then even before that, my husband Joe and I have always specialized in these bundle golf course communities for the last 20 years. So even before that, he was the VP of construction and a VP of sales for Lennar. So very, very well versed in the way Lennar works and also in the way that these bundle golf communities evolve. We've seen over the years some communities evolve well, some don't. And that's why we're speaking out today, because we want to make sure that this community that we love and we live in is continued to be amazing and it does not go downhill. So please listen to me as I share our experiences with you, because we love Heritage Landing. We want it to stay the amazing place that it is. So that being said, where the heck is this coming from? Well, as the real estate experts in Heritage Landing, we also have the lion's share of sales listings. That's just the way it is. It's great. We know what we're doing. And part of our obligation with that is to help track where the prospective buyers are going, right? So let's say you have your property listed, Mr. and Mrs. Jones come in to look at it, and then we don't hear back from Mr. and Mrs. Jones, like what's going on? And so, what we found is many of these prospective buyers, they come in, they love the community, they think it's amazing, and then they wind up buying a non-golf unit. And why are they doing that? Well, at first I thought, it's the pricing. Lennar discounts pricing. We all know this. They'll give a good deal at the end of the quarter, and maybe there's some misinformation going on in the sales office. Maybe that's it. But on several occasions, we've circled back, and these new homeowners or these new buyers that are under contract for non-golf, they've shared, well, I took the tour, I love the community, but then after I got done with my tour, I went back into the community and I talked to the residents. And then this is where you guys come in. This is where we need your help, because think of it like if you really want something, it's just human nature. You're going to hear what you want to hear. So I don't know if there's purposeful misinformation going on. I really don't think so. I think people are just hearing what they want to hear. So we have to display a clearer message. But they'll say, oh, I talked to this guy who was walking his dog and he said, yeah, you can play golf during season. Or I talked to this lady up at the tiki bar and she said, yeah, you can play golf. And so it's very disconcerting, because there's a lot of new homeowners that are going to be coming into the community, which is amazing, by the way. But they're going to be coming into the community as non-golf homeowners, and they're going to be in for a rude awakening, right? So yes, maybe they were told you can play golf in the off season. Well, what they just heard was you can play golf. They didn't hear you say in the off season, right? So they're going to get here and they're going to think that they can book tee times, and they're not going to be able to, right? So, I've also listened in on other conversations and followed up with these buyers to see what kind of information are they being told. And one example would be, oh, well, it's okay. Just make a friend. Make a friend in the golf section and you can golf as their guest. You're going to pay a little bit of a higher rate, but you'll be able to play with them. Well, and I know that ain't going to work, because you're going to be assessed 1.5 points in the point system for every guest that you bring. So there's no way you're going to let Johnny from down the street come play golf with you, right? I mean, that's just silly. And if you do, it's going to be very limited, because that's going to start affecting your ability to get tee time. So that's not going to work. So they're going to be in for a rude awakening if they think that that's going to be their strategy. I've also heard people say, you can play as the public. Sure, you're going to pay $145, $150 or whatever, but you just go on and you play as the public. Well, that's not going to happen either. Now that the golf course is turned over to the members, obviously you can't play golf during season. You know, I just spoke with the pro shop 2 days ago just to confirm all this information, make sure that this is all new and accurate, and it is for sure, like nothing has changed. They're not going to be able to play unless there was some random crazy cancellation that same day where, you know, it's like a 1 in a million chance, right? Other than that, they're not going to be able to play. So again, they're going to be grumpy. And then another thing that I've heard is, well, you know, there's talk that they might add it in the future for social members so that they can play golf. No freaking way, right? There's no way that the members are going to vote to allow the non-golf homeowners to be able to play during season. No way. I mean, it's already crowded enough. Who's going to vote for that? That's not going to happen. But I'm just sharing that these are 3 common themes that I've heard portrayed to prospective buyers that gives them hope that, oh, sure, you know, I'll figure it out later. I'll get on the golf course later. And then what happens? I've seen this. I've sold people's homes where, you know, they bought in the non-golf and they realized that they made the mistake for their specific situation, right? So, you know, non-golf homes do have a very real place in the market. I don't golf, right? Would I ever buy a non-golf home? Absolutely not, because of the investment purpose. But there's plenty of people that would, and it is the right fit for them. And I'm not saying that it's right or it's wrong. I'm saying each and every buyer has their own situation, and you know, they deserve the ability to make an informed decision for their specific situation. And so what we're trying to ask you guys as community members is, you know, if you see somebody, a prospective buyer, come and ask these questions, then please just share with them your truth, what you know, that no, they're not going to be able to play during season, you know. So if they want to play in July with everybody else when nobody else is around, sure, you know, whatever. But other than that, please speak up and speak the correct information, because I think also maybe what might be going on is, you know, Mr. and Mrs. Jones comes back, they circle back, and now they're talking to another non-golf homeowner who purchased under those pretenses, like that's the truth. So that is their truth because that's their understanding, which is incorrect. So now Mr. and Mrs. Jones are getting the information from Mr. and Mrs. Smith, who are also non-golf owners that have this understanding, which is just not right. So us as golf members, we have to band together to make sure that, you know, the community is aware, because the worst thing that could happen is these non-golf homeowners that bought erroneously in the non-golf section, they're going to come up to the tiki bar, they're going to be upset, they're going to be grumpy, they're going to be disgruntled, right? And we don't want that. We want Heritage Landing to continue to be our happy place. So please, please, please just spread the word, tell your friends to spread the word as well, and just bring that awareness if asked, right? No big deal. So if you have any questions, please be sure to reach out to me. My contact information is in the link below. Feel free to always call me, and keep watching these other videos, because we'll go into the other effects that this could have on the community as a whole. Don't forget to always ask for Elisa.